shouldn't have to hide in true hearts. I try to keep it under. It calls me like a siren to the mysteries of distant lands. Secrets soon to be plunder in our hands. Fates we have found so hell-bent wild, facing it down with reckless smiles. Here we go again, back on the road now. Drifters till the end, keep moving on. Here we go again, we ain't gonna slow down. Drifters till the end, keep moving on. Here we go These quandaries cast blindly aside, condemned by our stupidity. The light, the dark, the symmetry.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Dazzer's Transfer Show Series 7.
And that was absolutely.
Ladies and gentlemen, live from Middlesbrough, northeast of England, will you please welcome your host of Dazzer's Football Stand? It's the man with the iron blue, it's Mr. Daryl Johnson. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the return of Dazzer's Transfer Show. We are back for series number 7. Now, I can't say anything yet because I don't know how much longer I'm going to be able to keep up doing the transfer show, because it's going to get more and more difficult as the months go on, because I'm not doing 25 hours at CVFM yet. I'm only doing something like 16, 17. And I'm meant to be doing 25 in a week. So things might chop and change. But as you'll see at the bottom right-hand corner of your screen, or whatever it is, you're on your phone or whatever, you'll notice a $sign. That is the new Super Chats, because we've been able to get monetization. Thank God for that. And as I say, the only reason I've been able to do that is because of everyone who's been tuning in week out, supporting the channel for the last couple of years. So big thank you for that. I think I might make this a bit smaller, actually. Hello, bye. Actually, why don't I just change to this? There you go, that's better. That's the screen I was meant to be on in the first place, and I'd forgotten about it. There you go. We'll switch to the transfer show, the actual transfer show graphics. This is the old graphics, so I haven't got any new graphics at the minute, so it'll do for the minute. Anyways, welcome to the return of Dazzer Transfer Show. Thank you everyone who's joined us tonight. This is the first of 4 shows. There's only 4 shows because it's going to be one a week, and there's only 4 weeks of the transfer window. We got guests coming on every single week, and tonight we have our first guest, who I will announce in a bit. But before we actually do get underway with the transfers and stuff, I just want to start on a serious note. I want to talk to you about a lad from Berkshire who sadly lost his life in some disgusting scenes. A boy from Reading, Oliver Stephen, was unfortunately set up to be killed by his girlfriend because he kicked off at her for sending basically rude photos of him to another guy. And he got killed by 4 people. And I just want to say to the families and friends affected, I've thought with them. That is absolutely atrocious, and it is terrifying news. And that, ladies and gentlemen, and this doesn't go for everyone else. If you want to have a girlfriend, that's fine. But this is why you don't get a girlfriend, because stuff like that can happen. But yeah, I've just thought I'd start on a serious note that is very, very, very sad and very tragic to hear that. Also today, off topic as well, former Boris Becker and Goran Ivanisevic coach, tennis coach, had died today at the age of 67, Bob Brett, who helped Boris Becker win Wimbledon, the US Open and the Australian Open between 1989 and 1991, and also helped Ivanisevic reached 3 Grand Slam finals and opened a tennis academy in Italy in 2002. Our thoughts and prayers are with all the families affected. New year, same old crap again. We're stuck in another lockdown, so that's not ideal. But, well, we have to get on with it. Anyways, this is Dazzer's Transfer Show, the show on Dazzer's Football Stand where we talk about transfers, and the only sort of streams that we talk about transfers on. So please do like the stream, that'll be very, very good. As I was just saying, if you've just joined, if you do want to donate to the channel, I'll say that's completely up to you. If you don't want to, that's fine by me. But it's completely up to you. If you do want to, though, the super chat's down there. You can do it live. By clicking that, but that's completely up to you. It's not up to me, it's completely up to you. That's just there if you want to do it. So yeah, because we've been able to get monetization, which is good. Anyways, I've been waffling on for the past 5 minutes. Let's actually get started, and I'd like to welcome this evening's guest. Actually, no, I can't be on this screen. I'm going to have to go onto the other screen to actually be able to do that.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Shut up. Right, we'll go back on this screen because I've got the thing set up on here and I haven't got them on the other screen. So, I'll get used to it. Well, I say welcome to the first guest for the Transfer Show series. It's Mr. Jude Baines. Oh dear. That went well. That didn't go according to plan. It was lagging. Let me just have a listen to this. The Transfer Show series. It's Mr. Jude Baines. Well, yeah. Well, that went according to plan, didn't it not? Right. Oh, well, never mind. I'm trying different things at the same time. Anyways, Jude, welcome, mate.
Hello. How's everyone?
Yes, well, trying to put a bit of sunshine into our lives at the minute with all this crap going on. We ever here to talk transfers. Of course, if you don't know Jude, he is a Watford fan, and of course, you know, we're going to talk about Watford and stuff first of all before we go into transfers. You've signed a new manager, Cisco Nunes. Is that his name?
Cisco Munoz, yeah.
Yeah, well, that as well.
Very unknown manager.
Well, yeah, but the only thing I know is that he won the Georgian League with Dynamo Tbilisi. I mean, what more do you want? You know, he's actually won titles. He's obviously experienced. Got no experience in the Championship though, and I don't have a clue the hell he is anyway. There you go. But perfect start. He won the first game against Norwich.
Yep.
Hasn't gone according to. It actually hasn't gone according to plan for you this season.
No, I think that there's apparently been a lot of uneasy. Like some of the players apparently returning on the last manager, and it's all a bit of a mess. But not been the best of seasons. We're still up there.
Oh yeah, you're still up there. I mean, to be honest with you, you could be on a bad what's the word I'm looking for? You could be on a bad run of form. By the way, Sam Gwild has hit the super chat button. £2.99 donated on there, saying let's go Daz monetization. Hey, the first super chat, first. I got your teeth in. The first super chat ever. Congratulations. Thank you very much for that. I don't know how it works though, but I'll no doubt find out at some point. Let's have a look at the comments anyway, because that's something I was meant to do. John Rains put, is that photo from your driver's licence? Ha ha. 9. Joe Jumping, hi. Liam Hayes. Hi Daz, well done on getting monetised. Josh Lincoln. Will you be talking about Gestead going to Melbourne Victory? I'd actually forgotten about it. I hadn't written him down. But we'll probably go through that. If we get time at the end, then we'll try and fit that in. If not, we'll talk about it next week. I do guarantee. Rudy. Yeah. It's got Love Transfer Show. Thought to start at 7. Hello, Daz. Hello, famous man. Sorry, I'm early/late. Well, no, because the stream started at 10 to 7. I started at 10 to 7 just so we could play pre-stream music as usual and get everyone comfortable. I come on the camera at 7 o'clock. That's how it works. For those who don't watch the channel, I normally come on the camera bang on the hour on the Transfer Show streams. Michael Mitchell, thoughts on Stojanovic going out and Archer coming in. Funny enough, that's one of the first ones we're actually talking about after we've talked about the Watford transfers. No, it's not about David. It's not David. It's a guy called Oliver Stephen. This is. If you want to know in-depth stuff about that, check the BBC News website because that's what I found it on. No, this is. It was on BBC News, mate. Let's have a look. YouTube takes half of your super chat money, by the way, says Scotty B. So you end up with 50p. Well, no. Because it's £3. It'd be £1.50 then. I don't know. I put it this way. I haven't got a clue how it works. So, we'll anyway. I'll discuss about. I mean, Jude. I think Jude knows how to do it, but we'll talk about it off camera because we haven't got time to mess about here because we only have another. Well, we've got 40 minutes because not 40 minutes. We've got 50 minutes. Sorry, because we've been waffling on. Anyways, welcome everyone else who's in the chat as well. Sam Grilled, Mia Roosdijk, Adam Talk Sport, Michael Mitchell, Alex Vickers as well, Dowsy FC as well. There's a team that they were very dirty last time you played against us, but that's in the past now. Let's get started with the transfers. The famous can of Iron Brew is open. There you go. I'm determined to get a sponsorship from bars, but apparently you can't get any, so... If you're wondering the person that died, by the way, look on BBC News Berkshire. It was a guy called Oliver Stephen. Very, very sad. Really, really sad and disgraceful, really. Anyways, on to the transfers. We've got a lot to go through. By the way, the show's on till the show is on till 8 o'clock tonight. That's when we finish talking about the transfers. So we'll start off with Watford. You've signed a player called Philip Sinkernagel from Bodo Glimt, the team that won the Norwegian Eredivisie League, which is the Norwegian top flight. The team that Mulder and Rosenberg are in. They won the Norwegian Eliteserien League for the first time in the club's history. And Watford have signed a player called Philip Sinkernagel, who is a Danish 26-year-old winger who scored 19 goals and got 18 assists for the Norwegian champs. Happy with that?
I'm happy with the side. Well, we don't. Again, it's one of them because it's an obscure league. We don't know who's going to be in the championship, but his stats look very good for this season. He's on a very good run of form. Hopefully that translates. I've heard he's very quick. Very good technically.
It's like it's like I think we were saying this when the Damator first went to Wolves from Borough for like 25 mil, and all the Borough fans, we were like, well, he's I don't think he's ever played. I don't think he'd ever played in the Premier League at the point because he came to Borough from I think Barcelona. So we got him, and he came into the team absolutely electric down the right hand side. Did he play for Borough in the Premier League? I don't think he did. I can't actually remember, to be honest with you. It was that long ago, because that was about 5 years ago now. But and I was like, well, I mean, he's very good, but it's his crossing and his finishing that was the problem. He's gone to Wolves, and in the first season, he's been scoring goals and getting assists for fun, and he hasn't really been at it this season, in fairness. But you know, I mean, I think it'll be the same with Philip. Obviously, I don't really know much about him. Obviously, as you said, the stats look good. Is he? I mean, it'll certainly give competition for the likes of Ismail Assar, etc. But there's been news, by the way. Not many people will know about this. He's joined there on a free. It's a 5.5-year contract, and also could be making his debut on Saturday at Old Trafford in the FA Cup. Do you see him making his debut against United, or do you think? Sorry, I'll. That's what I was going to say. What I was going to say is, do you think he's going to make his debut at Old Trafford, or do you think that it would be too risky sending him straight into the deep end? That's what I was going to say.
I think he might start on the bench. I don't know yet, but because it's FA Cup, I think I wouldn't be surprised if he starts. He's been given the number 7 shirt, so it's a big.
Isn't that De La Feu's shirt?
Yeah, but he's out on loan, and he's
Is he?
not going to return.
Actually, I'm not going to lie. I don't think I ever noticed. I haven't noticed because, funny enough, I've been wondering why he hasn't been playing for Watford, and that'll be why. I didn't know anything about that. And there you go. So you think he'll come off the bench? I mean, I'd agree, because I think putting him into the squad against United straight away is it's difficult putting him straight into the deep end, as we'd all like to say. By the way, I don't mean that he's actually going swimming in the deep end. I don't mean a swimming pool. I'm on about that's just it's a word that a lot of people tend to use, like, you know, throwing him straight into the first team, playing him against a big team. But in the Championship, I mean, I still think the Championship's a lot more difficult to call this season. Scotty B, by the way, has also put, I'm shocked at Watford aren't walking the Championship. The teams that have come down from the Premier League are underestimating the quality. They're underestimating the Championship. Everybody thinks, right? Everyone thinks that the Championship is an easy league. I can tell you now, I've been watching Borough in the Championship for how long. It is not easy. And this season is the toughest season. Next season won't be any easier. But I did have Watford to go up straight away. Funny enough, Borough were unbeaten since we actually lost to you away from home. That was until I think we got tonked at Preston. Right, anyways, enough about that. Don't talk about that. On to, what's the other one? We got a lot of ball ones, by the way, to talk about. The other one you wanted to mention was Pochettino wanting Dele Alli, because Pochettino's now the manager of PSG. I'll let you go ahead with that.
Yeah, I saw he wanted Dele Alli, and Dele Alli was linked with PSG before Pochettino was even there, and now Pochettino is there. Obviously, he knows Dele Alli very well. That could easily happen. I've just remembered another Watford transfer that's gone out of the club. That I'll quickly glance over. Etienne Capoe's gone to Villarreal.
That didn't surprise me, in fairness.
Yeah, he was too good for the Championship, and he went to Villarreal. But yeah.
Sam Gwilt in the live chat now just sent a super sticker instead. Oh, dear me. What a start, eh? Thank you very much, Sam, by the way. I appreciate that. He's literally sent the crap sticker. It's the poo emoji. Don't talk crap. Right, anyways. That'd be. I think it'd be a decent move for Dele Alli, because when he was under the management of Pochettino, and I still think he played better under Poch than he has with Mourinho. And the thing with Poch going to PSG is, it's a strange one for me, because I think Pochettino's good, but I don't think he's the sort of manager that's going to win titles for PSG. Bloody hell, Sam's donated another tenner here. What's going on tonight? Well, I I mean, you don't have to super chat all the time. You do know, but I appreciate the one-off. That's brilliant. That. I'll say if anyone else wants to, by the way, that's completely up to you. How much has he donated now? 14 quid.
Yeah. Very generous of Sam.
I tell you what, very, very good. Very good. Number one fan as well, that's the sticker he's put. Yeah. Right, so where are we up here? So it's on loan, by the way, the Dele Alli one. If Dele Alli does go there, it'll be on loan.
Yes.
We don't know too much about that. I'm just going to talk about the Borough ones here. I don't want to speak too long about the Borough ones because obviously I don't want it to be all about Borough in this stream, don't forget. Shane Toft, what evening mate, how's it going? Fine. We finally got monetization sorted and someone in the live chat's donated about 14 quid in total here. Very fair play. Right, on to the Borough ones. Today we signed a goalkeeper from Motherwell who's 27 years old on a loan deal, a guy called Jordan Archer. I think he made about 150 appearances for Millwall, so he does have championship experience in that case. With regards to anything else, I couldn't tell you anything about him. I don't know much about him at all. Dejan Stojanovic has left Borough on loan, and he's gone on loan to a team in the Bundesliga SWI. In England, we call them FC St. Pauli, but in Germany, it's FC Sankt Pauli. It's a mouthful, that, actually. FC Sankt Pauli. It's a bit of a tough one, actually, to say. SANKT. Sankt Pauli. It took me 10 hours to actually work out how you pronounce them, because I've always been pronouncing them wrong. I've always been pronouncing them Stupauli for some daft reason. But there you go, it's one of them things. So yeah, Stojanovic has gone out and we bought in. So we basically got rid of a goalkeeper on loan to the end of the season, and we brought in a keeper on loan to the end of the season. And apparently Neil Warnock has actually been impressed with Jordan Archer, so he obviously sees something in him, because he's been saying that he's been watching Jordan very closely for the last few years, and he thought, because in reality is that unfortunately that Dejan Stojanovic wasn't going to get his game. I think that's what the reality is. So he's decided to send him out on loan where he's going to get game time. He will probably get He'll probably be starting most of the games in the Bundesliga SWI, which is which will be good for him. Gets him a bit of game time, because when he was in goal for Borough, he was a very good goalkeeper. But Bettinelli is, I'd say, levels above him, in fairness. Also a person, this was given to me by Wayne Dobson. Apparently a young 17-year-old German player. We've got another super chat. Alex Vickers has just donated £1. Cheers very much. Quadro Bar, a 17-year-old German player who plays for Rochdale, and actually originally, now the spelling's interesting because it's Kwadwo and then the surname's Baah. Now when I heard the surname and heard how it was spelled, I thought South African, maybe Dutch. He's German, but this is the player that no, it's not the player that we were talking about. He's the next one, but he's 17-year-old. He's a German player, and he's 6 foot tall, and he's a forward. And Borough have signed him on I think as it stands, I don't think we've signed him yet, but we're looking at signing him on a permanent transfer. But there's been no transfer fee mentioned as per yet. Appreciate all the support, by the way. This is amazing, this. I never thought, by the way, just sorry to interrupt this transfer second, I never thought for 1 minute that we'd be even getting super chats. So this is amazing, and I really do appreciate it. So thank you very, very much indeed. I don't know how much of that money actually goes to me, because I haven't got a clue, in fairness, but I'll soon find out.
65%, something like that.
65? 8. It's better than a kick in the backside, I suppose. Anyways, Aaron Richards, how are you, mate? Thank you for joining. Harry Oswin as well, and LSR Pre-Drinks Live as well as joined the stream. Thank you very, very much indeed. Josh Lincoln put in the chat, breaking news, new transfer, Sam Gwilt's transferred money. Okay, yeah. That's not the type of transfers we're going on about here. What would you do if I donated 50 quid? I'd probably be speechless, in fairness. Another one for Borough, Siriki Dembele. There's been not much news about him, but he's been a target apparently Borough have been looking at as well, according to sources. And he is, originally born in London. He has two countries. The citizenships are Scotland and Côte d'Ivoire. Siriki Dembele, it's not Osman Dembele, by the way, it's Siriki Dembele, who's 24 years old. He is 5'8", and is a striker who can also play as a winger as well. So that'll be a bit of competition. Apparently it's a right wing he can play. Now if he plays at right wing, goodbye Patrick Roberts. That's all I'm going to say. And he will be coming from Peterborough United. Next transfer show, by the way, it's going to be Tuesdays apart from next week, because next week Manchester United are away at Burnley and we'll be doing that game. Also, there's been talks about possible permanent move for Ben Whiteman from Doncaster Rovers. I mentioned this to you yesterday and you said that he's a good player. 24 years old, 6'1", and Ryan describes him as a box-to-box midfielder. So there's some more news. A lot more stuff to talk about as well. The final thing about Borough though, is I think a lot of people do know this, that we're looking at Yannick Bolasie. However, if we don't manage to get Yannick Bolasie into the club, the likelihood is that we're going to be going for Christian Atsu for 1.5 mil, which would be a bargain, and he's a quality player. He's an absolutely brilliant player. We've also been looking at a player called Casper Juncker, who apparently you told me this, that he plays for the same team as Philip Sinkernagel, Bodo Glimt. I'm not going to lie, don't know anything about him. That's all I'm going to say. But that's all the Borough news really for the minute. So we'll head on to the next ones. We both said this, Moise Keane, because at the minute Moise Keane is on loan at Paris Saint-Germain from Everton. Paris Saint-Germain are looking at making it a permanent deal, which approximately would be worth approximately 31 million. 31 million. No. I don't think he's worth 31 mil. No disrespect to him, but I think he's worth 20 mil at the most. But would it be worth signing him? I mean, he's been okay. He's been okay for Everton. Oh, hang on. By the way, we've just had some breaking news come in as well. Former Manchester City and England midfielder Colin Bell has sadly just passed away at the age of 74. That has just come through on the Sky Sports app as we speak. Colin Bell, former Manchester City and England midfielder, has died at the age of 74. God rest his soul. And of course, our thoughts and prayers are with his family. And it's been a bit of a sad episode, hasn't it, so far? It's been not talking about deaths and stuff, but that's just came through. That wasn't expected. Let's have a look here. Just a quick, I got FIFA 21 currently doing the Middlesbrough career mode going on at the moment, and guess what? I guided Borough to the Premier League and beat Manchester United opening game 8-1 on amateur. Oh my god. Oh well, no wonder he won 8-1. I mean, I could win 4-5-0 on world class at least, but there you go. Erling brought Haaland to Manchester City. He's been linked with a few clubs. Realistically, I don't think he'll go to Man City, and I don't see him going to Manchester United. There's also been things about Sancho, and for me, United are wasting their time on Jadon Sancho. Not worth 120 mil, and if you ask me, Sancho wouldn't be worth signing anyway. it would give competition for Greenwood, but I don't see how Jadon Sancho would be good enough for hang on a second.
We've both got one of these GP survey or something to do.
Oh, for God's... Well, I'm live at the minute.
Just have a look at it when you can.
Right, leave it downstairs. I'll come back later. Welcome to live streams. By the way, we've had a few people super chatting already. Any scores? No, because I don't think the game between Brentford and Spurs has kicked off yet. Where's the famous daddy tonight? Downstairs. Anyways, 31 million. I mean, would he be worth it? For Moise Keane? Probably not.
He's been good for PSG, but he wasn't very good for Everton. He scored a lot of goals for PSG, though.
He's from Juve, isn't he?
No, well, Everton signed him from Juve.
Yeah, that's what I was on about.
Oh, right. Yeah. Yeah. And then he went on. He's on loan at PSG, where he's been quite good.
Right. Yeah, fair enough. Manchester United news now. United, well, we've agreed a deal with Amad Diallo. However, Atalanta are trying to keep him until the end of the season, but United are having none of it. Amad Diallo will be going to Manchester United, despite Atalanta being determined to keep hold of him. By the way, it has just come from on Twitter. It turns out that the reason Colin Bell has sadly passed away is because of a short illness. As I say again, God rest his soul. Also, another thing from Manchester United that came through here. Fabrizio's confirmed it. No, Fabrizio. Yeah, it was Fabrizio who confirmed it, but it was also I've looking at different sources. Also, Brandon Williams from Manchester United could be leaving and could be going to buy over Leverkusen. Now, this first came out 22nd of December. I don't know exactly what's going to actually happen with regards to that. That's just a rumour that's been going on at the minute. And Brandon Williams never does particularly great anyway for United and never gets played. At Leverkusen, I don't see him playing. I don't see him getting many starts. I can't remember who their left back is. It's not Diaby. He's a left mid. Although I think he's. Who's the left back? I mean, realistically, whoever the left back is, I can't remember his name, but I don't think he's going to start ahead of him. That's all I'm going to say. Mitchell Weiss. No, he's a right back. Weiss is a right back. Vendel, that's it. Yeah. I knew it began with a W. Yeah, Vendel. I don't see him starting ahead of him. Also, Caicedo to United, still going on. I don't know the full in-depth stuff about that. As I said, I did only write down these transfers yesterday, by the way. So I've been very busy. But I haven't really had too much in the way of updates on Caicedo, apart from United still trying to get him. Another thing, Darren Fletcher joins the coaching staff as well. That's interesting. It could either go well or it could go horribly wrong. Darren Fletcher joined the coaching staff, so he'll be part of the United coaching staff. And I tell you what, this filled me with a lot of excitement. I was told by Ryan, he's saying, oh, yeah, Darren Fletcher's joined. He's been promoted from the under-16s. I was like, oh, wow. I mean, I'm going to get overly excited over that. The positive things is a former player, knows the club, and he knows the standards. Yeah. But it's a difficult job, especially when you're trying to coach players like Harry Maguire who can't defend anyway. But Don Fletcher he used to be defensive midfielder, really, didn't he? But he did score, well, very rarely, but he did score the occasional goal. But I don't know if it's a good addition or not. I think I'd say it's there's positives and negatives. The positives is that he knows the club, he knows the standards, and he knows what style of play he is probably used to and what United are used to. And if he's been watching the United games recently, he'll know the system and stuff, which I suppose is a positive. But like, who exactly is he going to be coaching? Probably like the midfielders mainly, Van der Beek and Fred and stuff, which is a positive. But McTominay, I don't think he'd be able to coach Bruno Fernandes because Dan Fletcher isn't really an attacking wasn't really an attacking midfielder. But I say that, I mean, I don't know why I'm even talking about that, because it doesn't really it doesn't really matter what position he used to play, because if he plays in midfield, he's midfielder, so he'll be trying to train the midfielders, which is a tough job. It's a tough job for any coach, really, try and coach players stuff, because you have to make sure that the drills and stuff that you're doing are actually correct. It's a difficult job, really. Your thoughts on this?
Yeah, difficult job. It's interesting, I think. But yeah, probably knows. Obviously, you got Carrick there already, so he'll know Michael Carrick very well. So yeah, I don't think it's going to be too bad. It'll be quite good.
Good. Well, that's good. Well, that's something positive. Breaking news came in yesterday. I think it was yesterday. This came through. Joey Barton's been sacked.
Yes.
I'm not gonna lie, I was rather surprised. However, Ryan said to me yesterday when we were going through all these that he thinks it might have been caused by the problem when I think he clashed with Stendhal or something in the Barnsley match. I think it was last season. So apparently something, multiple things have been going on, I think, by the looks of it, with Joey Barton. And I looked at the actual, I can probably understand why, because they haven't won a single game since November, which isn't good for Fleetwood, but they're still not far off the playoffs, which does confuse me, because their target will be trying to get into the playoffs. So you only you probably what they like 4 points off the playoffs or something, if that. And they're sacking the manager because they're not actually in the playoff places, or something must have gone on behind the scenes or something. I mean, they didn't really say exactly why he'd been sacked. Now I can only assume it's because of the one win out of how many since November, and what was going on with all the cases that's been going on with him as well, with the Stendhal thing. But I don't know. I think it's a strange one, that. Scotty B's put, can you see Fleetwood in the Championship? No.
No, I can't.
It's a strange decision, isn't it? I'm not gonna lie. How's college been? I don't go to college. Oh, you've donated 149. Cheers. Been hearing that Mauricio Pochettino wants Ericsson to keep an eye on that. Okay, I'll keep a note on that for next week's show and try and look into that more. Let's have a look here. A few people leaving. Take care. Thank you for joining. If you do have to disappear. Tom R, by the way, has joined the stream. I hope you're doing well. Evening famous man. God, it's turned into Scotty. Lol Scotty B. Dazzer, the famous daddy, will be moving into a mansion. Into a mansion? He'd be bloody lucky. You wrapping it up soon? No, because we've still got another 40 minutes, another 20 minutes, I think, to go. We don't finish till 8 o'clock, so I'm trying to get through all of these whilst we can. And of course, if there's any other transfers you want to talk about in the live chat, do let us know. Actually, I mean, we haven't got that many left to really talk about as such. So we will actually talk about, while we're at it, we'll talk about Rudiger Stead. Who else is there? There was Rudiger Stead and there was someone else, I think, that went to Melbourne victory with him.
What's that?
No, it might be an ex-Borough player that plays for them. I can't even remember. Never mind. Yeah, Ryan Shotton. That's it. Ryan Shotton, yeah. Scotty B's put Brentford or Tottenham tonight. I hope Brentford do it, but I don't see it. Kane and Son are both starting. So, good night to them. Yeah, Ryan Shotton and Rudiger Stead both went to Melbourne victory. To be honest with you, I'm not even bothered about it because I didn't think either of them were particularly good. Shotton was inconsistent, had a good game, then had a bad game. A bit like Harry Maguire. And Rudiger Stead, I was never a big fan of. Never a big fan of Rudiger Stead. I mean, I remember the one goal I remember from him, or two goals actually. He scored an overhead kick at Preston, which was brilliant, and he scored a brilliant overhead kick against Oxford United in the Cup. And actually, that was a bit of a that was a roller coaster game, that in the FA Cup. Ended 3-2 back in 2016. Stewie Downing, I think not Stewie Downing. Leberton with a pen, Gested with the overhead kick, and then the final goal was scored by Stirani. There you go. Haven't I got a good memory? No, I don't have a good memory actually. But I think it'd be a decent move for both of them because in reality they weren't gonna. I don't think they were gonna get played. Above it. Oh, now what's happened? Now what's happened here? Spare for a second. I think it's sorted now. Don't know what happened. It just suddenly froze for a second and then it sorted itself out. I don't know why that happened. Okay. Are you enjoying Middlesbrough season in Championship this season? We're doing well. Especially at home. We only lost one game at home against Norwich and we shouldn't even have lost it. But the games don't get any easier, put it that way. We beat Wickham away, only just. That was 3-1. We went 1-0 down after 3 minutes. That's all I had to say about that. As soon as I saw we 1-0 down against Wickham, I was like, God, here we go. Because our away record, I don't know why our away record's inconsistent this season. But with regards to Rudiger Stead, he scores very, very occasionally. And I think a league like the A-League is not a particularly big league in a way. And it's, there's teams in there that I think he'll score past. And I think he'll score a few goals, maybe grab himself an assist or something here and there. Shotton, I think they both do well in the A-League. I just didn't think they were good enough for the Championship, especially last season. But then again, last season we did have a manager who had no experience, and that might have been the problem. But I think the reality is even when we had a good manager in charge like Pulis, neither of them were particularly good. So I just think I think the A-League for them, in their case, will probably be a step down, which it's a big step down, but I think it's the level they needed to be at, because I didn't think they were good enough for the championship. That's literally my opinion. You can agree or disagree. It's completely up to you. By the way, Sead Kolasinac has left Arsenal on loan, and he's gone back to Schalke. He was at Schalke 04 back in 2017. That was when he left. He left in 2017 to go to Arsenal, actually. And now Arsenal have decided to send him on loan back to Schalke. He's literally left a banter club to go to an even worse club, because Schalke this season are going nowhere. They're going straight into the second division. Because they're doing terribly at the minute this season. I don't know what's going on with Schalke. They've sacked 3 managers already this season. And that's more managers they've sacked this season than Watford have in the past year. Well, no, you've sacked 4. Well, no, this is your 4th manager, sorry, in like a year. This is Schalke's 4th manager this season. Like, their board are obviously very strict, but I don't think it's all down to the manager. I think their players are just crap now. I just think some of the players in their team, Klaas-Jan Huntelaar, I think, still plays for them, or did he go to Ajax? Because he played for Ajax and played for Schalke. I can't remember if he's at either of them now. But they haven't got bad players. Like, they've got that Kabak. They've got that Kabak guy from Turkey, I think it is. Who actually, I think, I remember him. He played against Germany in the international friendly, which ended 3-3, and he was actually decent. He was decent, putting in some important slide tackles. But they've got decent players, but the players just don't seem to be putting in the performances required, which is disappointing. And a club like Schalke, especially with the amount of history they have, they're Bundesliga champions as well, and this would be the first time they've been relegated from the Bundesliga since 1988.
Wow.
And in the 32 years that they've been in the Bundesliga, they haven't won the league. And this will be their lowest finish. Well, actually, I don't think they've ever finished 18th. They've finished 17th. I think this will actually be their lowest ever finish. Has Watmore signed a contract yet? There's been talks about it. There's been talks about it. There's been no news as to whether he's actually signed it or not. But if he does sign a deal, I'd be pleased, because I think he's been good. What's he on now? 6 goals in 9 games? Something like that?
Yeah, something like that.
You know, he's on great form. He's on better form than Troy Deeney. I mean, I'm just not going to lie. No disrespect, it doesn't take much doing at the minute. By the way, I want to ask you, I'm not sure if you saw Jacob's video on W18 about the cycling goalkeeper.
Yep.
In my opinion, I mean, I don't know Ben Foster personally, obviously, but I think Ben Foster's a good player, a really good goalkeeper. I just think when he's doing these YouTube things, he's focusing too much on YouTube and not focusing on task in hand.
I think it was just whatever he tweeted out. I think it was a little bit. It's because we lost, so people were annoyed with him, and he made a mistake. But
but a professional, right? I mean, okay, right. I mean, I'm still part of the Yellow Warriors, but I don't go into their stand and do the chanting and stuff, because I thought it was getting a bit too much for me trying to play the drum and stuff, and I was wanting to continue doing the vlogs. So I've been, ever since then, I've been more focused on my vlogs than singing and chanting and stuff. And that's fair enough, because that's a fun. when a professional footballer is focusing more on his YouTube clips than his actual overall performance, that is concerning.
Yeah.
And obviously, I'm not a Watford fan, but I can already tell that it's not a good signing. Jacob, not a lot of people know Jacob, apart from, I watch him, and obviously Jude will watch him, being a Watford fan. WD18, the Watford fan channel, Jacob, did a video, I think, was it today he uploaded it? Or was it yesterday? I think it was yesterday, it might have been, yeah. He said that there's positives and negatives. And the positive is that, we actually get to experience what it's like basically being a goalkeeper and stuff. And it's something different. Not many people have ever seen a goalkeeper doing YouTube. A lot of people don't know, actually. Jack Blackford, the mask player, is actually a YouTuber as well. But you didn't know that. But Jacob was saying there was something in the negatives bit, and I can't actually remember what he said. I think it was something about the overall performances.
Here's the fact, he is a good goalkeeper, but he has made quite a few mistakes this season.
But do you think it's the the fact that he's trying to record on the GoPro? Do you think that's getting stuck into his mind as well? Because he'll be probably concerned about that as well.
All he does is just whack it in the goal and then just get on with the game. So I don't think it makes too much.
I'm not gonna lie. When I saw this, it was embarrassing for Ben Foster. When Jamal Lowe bloody celebrated in front of the camera, I absolutely wet myself.
It was always
It was hilarious. I knew, exact same, and I was expecting someone to do it. I didn't think it would be that. I didn't think it was going to be Jamal Lowe. And even you can tell when something funny happens. But Jacob actually thinks he's made a bit of a meme of himself as well, which is a bit concerning. But it's one of them things, really, isn't it? Into the final, we've got about just under 10 minutes left. Been a decent stream. I think we've certainly got used to these super chats. That's all I'm going to say. Alex Vickers is a ball fan. I agree, he's focusing too much on his YouTube rather than performances. Yeah, but there's positives and negatives with regards to it. But at the end of the day, it's up to him what he wants to do. Jacob also mentioned Troy Deeney.
Yeah, that's what I don't like. But that's because Deeney focuses on other people. He talks about other people. And on the bloody talk sport stuff and on the Sun. Which is not... I don't like what Troy Deeney's doing, because I think he focuses too much on criticising people.
Right.
Rather than looking at his own performances.
Yeah. It doesn't bode well for the team.
No, we're just a team for the YouTube. We've got a couple of people who stream on Twitch as well. We're just a team full of bloody YouTubers now. We've got Chalaba, who streams on Twitch as well. João Pedro streams on Twitch. I can't understand a word he's saying.
Who does?
João Pedro.
Oh, he's Brazilian, isn't he?
Yes, I can't understand a word.
Well, you won't understand the word he's saying if he's speaking Portuguese. Oh well. Dear. I'm just trying to work out which ones we've said and which ones we haven't said. There's only really two things left to really say. Next thing we're going to talk about, 0-0 5 minutes in. Well, I didn't expect it to be 1 or 2. I didn't expect it to be 2-0 inside 5 minutes. Only Manchester United do that against Leeds. I couldn't believe that. Delighted's a bit of an understatement. Southampton are interested in signing Demarai Gray, which is interesting. And Demarai Gray is sort of a left mid / left winger. Now, could that signal the end for what was his name? Jennifer, because he got injured, didn't he, yesterday against Liverpool? By the way, if you're a Southampton fan, I'm glad you beat Liverpool. But I think he got injured for Southampton yesterday, and Southampton are having a few injury issues at the minute. So, Demarai Gray, I mean, I think he's played in the Premier League before, so he's got the experience. And he's played for Leicester City. I think was he in the squad that actually won the league with him? Did he win the league with him?
Yes, he was.
So he's a champion. He's a Premier League champion. He's a quality player, very pacey player, especially down the left-hand side. Would he be a good fit for Southampton? I think he would.
Yeah, they've already got Theo Walcott as well, don't they? Southampton?
Yeah, but he's an old sod, though.
True. Demarai Gray would be. I think it'd be a good sign. A bit inconsistent, though.
That is the problem, though. That is the problem. I think he'd be good. I think if he plays, he'd be good against, I'd say, like the teams that are like 10th downwards. I don't think he'd be any good against the big six sides. That's if you include Arsenal as a big six side, because at the minute anyone could beat Arsenal.
And even Chelsea are not doing well.
Oh, Chelsea are about as bad. I don't know what's going on with Chelsea this season. 250 million on a bunch of flops.
Yep, every single one of them's been a flop, pretty much. I've said to people that, you know, players like Werner and Havertz, I didn't think for 1 minute would be great in the Premier League. They're good in the Bundesliga, but I didn't think they'd be good enough. I didn't think they'd be able to cope with the pressure in the Prem, because it's a completely different ballgame. Eh? They need to get more physical if they want to be good, because they're so weak at the moment, Havertz and Werner. And the Premier League's a very physical league. So that's
it's always been a physical league. Always been a very physical league. Yeah. But no, Demarai Gray, I mean, personally, I think he's a fantastic player. But as you said, he's inconsistent. He'll have one good game and have one bad game. And I'll tell you who that reminds me of: a certain Don James. Now he's got the football knowledge. He's got the football knowledge of a bloody pigeon. None at all. He's got none at all. I mean, put it this way, I'd have better football knowledge than him. Because every time he plays, he'll run down the right-hand side, and you guarantee he goes, whenever he gets close to the bloody left back, he falls to bits. He crumbles, loses the ball, or he'll make a pass and it'll go out for a goal kick or something. I mean, come on. I mean, you know,
it's not good enough for Manchester United.
Well, the first season he was decent. First half of the first season was decent.
I think he could go on loan lists.
And then this season,
yeah, maybe.
Crap, really.
It's been awful.
William Beecher just put laughing emojis. Don't know what on earth he's on about. Isaac Stevenson's put William Beecher's the new edition of UKIP. Okay. Sam Skundrick's put hi. When I was at school, someone picked a pigeon up at my school and brought it into class. Oh, right. Okay, yeah. Did you get it off Pigeon Post? You've ever picked a pigeon up? I can say that I definitely haven't, because I don't pick animals up. The only animal that I ever had was a bloody dog. Nah. Never been a bird person. Even though Scotty B... Actually, you haven't asked me in ages, this Scotty B, because ages ago you used to say, seen any famous birds outside? And I'm like, well, no. He hasn't actually asked that for ages. I'm not going to lie. I'm relieved. Because I don't know what you need to know about birds, apart from the only thing I know about birds is they fly. Yeah, you missed your famous birds. Not really, no. At the minute, I don't see any anyway because all we're getting is hailstones. I mean, I ended up driving to the chemist in hailstone. Lovely. It's winter now, so we don't see many. Well, no, you won't. Wait till it gets to spring, then you will. That I think brings us on to the final thing that really we need to talk about. 1-0 Spurs, surprise. Shock there. David Alaba, rumours, and also Kingsie Coleman. Now, there's been talks about Kingsie Coleman possibly going to Manchester United, Manchester City, Chelsea, Liverpool, etc. Real Madrid. There's been clubs after him. And he's come out and said that he is flattered by these rumours, but he insists that he focuses on Bayern. So he is committed to Bayern and is going to be staying at Bayern. He's determined to stay at the club, which is a good sign because he's a fantastic player for Bayern, a really, really good player. Without him, I don't think Bayern would be where they are because he's the man who's been grabbing the assists, been assisting for Lewandowski, and overall, just a brilliant overall player. There we go. I managed to get onto the final thing very quickly. David Alaba rumours, by the way. There's been a few clubs after David Alaba as well. I'll say, don't know what's going to happen with that as well. Also, Isaac Stevenson very quickly has put opinions on Patrick Roberts' situation. I don't see Patrick Roberts staying. I think he's going to go, especially if Boa bring in like Christian Atsu, Balassi, or this Siriki Dembele who can play right wing. If we bring any of them players in, I think Roberts has had it. But that is the end because the klaxon has already gone. I've been a bit naughty. I've literally just finished what I was determined to finish what I was saying because as they say on Mrs. Brown's Boys, I started, so I'll finish. I think you'll probably remember that episode when I think it was Bono going to a new school or something, and Buster was getting tested by Mrs. Brown on like nursery rhymes and stuff. Not sure if you remember that episode. Pretty hilarious though. But yeah, if you know Mrs. Brown's Boys, you'll know what that is. But that is it for episode 1. A very successful episode. A big thank you to Sam Gwilt, obviously to Jude, and of course Alex Vickers and everyone else who has donated in the stream. Absolutely brilliant. I really do appreciate that. Obviously, I absolutely do. I mean, I'm not just saying that for the sake of it. I legitimately do. Never thought I'd ever be receiving super chats on a live stream at all. So I'm absolutely over the moon. By the way, Musa Sissoko's given Tottenham Hotspurs the lead from Sergio Reguilón with cross. So yeah, there's the assist. Jude, big thank you very much for coming on, mate. It's been a pleasure as usual. And of course, obviously, I know you won't be joining us for I don't know what's even happening with Saturday. We're definitely going to be doing the United Watford game, so if you want to join us at any point, then that's completely up to you. If not, best luck for the game, but you'll get beat.
Yeah.
You're going to get beat, that's all I'm going to say. But no, thanks for coming on, mate.
No problem.
And thank you everyone who's been watching the stream and everyone who's been supporting the channel. But we will be back live for more Dazzer Transfer Show next week. It's not next Tuesday though. It will be next. Hang on. It will be next Wednesday night at a later time of 8 o'clock, and we'll be joined by Yusuf. Believe it or not. We're going to be joined by Yusuf, and there's only one Yusuf that we know. It's Borough Yusuf. The man from London. The man who travels to all the Borough games from London. The most dedicated Borough fan you're probably going to see, and he did get the Borough fan of the season or something, didn't he? Something like that. But yeah, we're going to be joined by Yusuf on Wednesday night. 8 o'clock is when we're starting, so slightly later than usual. Same format. Talking about transfers, talking about Borough, obviously. We'll get his thoughts on, signs and stuff. And yeah, it should be a good stream. But as I say, we'll be back with a watch along tomorrow night. That's the Manchester derby, Manchester United versus Manchester City in the Carabao Cup. And then there is no stream until Friday night, when Borussia Mönchengladbach host FC Bayern München in the Friday night kick-off. Saturday night will be live for Manchester United against Watford. And then I don't even know when the next stream is. I'll let you know when the next stream is on Saturday, when I actually find out my actual schedule. But I think the next stream after that will be... No, it's Manchester United against Burnley away on the 12th, followed by the transfer show with Yusuf next Wednesday night. But that's it. Thank you everyone for joining, and for all of you on the football stand, take care. Bye-bye.
And bubbles.
That was absolute.
Unite this fragile trinity. Take me back in time. Prelude to the past. To the end we climb. The first follows the last. Trip every trap, protection my penance to you. Time's trembling threads are just waiting to snap. Tight ropes to